All right, I turned 45 last month. My body's pretty well beat up by this point, so here's some things that I have found to help me perform at a high level in my workouts while still feeling good. And for you young people out there, you feel great now, but if I could go back, just try to incorporate some of these into your workouts. It's going to extend your athletic career. It's going to make your body function better as you get older. Number one, the days of not warming up prior to your workout are over. And don't do a static stretching warm up. At best, that's going to be useless. Do more of a dynamic warm up. Increase the body temperature, decrease stiffness in your joints and muscles. It helps improve neuromuscular efficiency. So it's performance enhancing. You remember that force velocity curve we talked about? It can help shift that to the right just by warming up. And while you're at it, do a warm down as well. I know the last thing you want to do when you get done a hard workout is to put in 5 or 10 extra minutes to kind of warm down, but it's really going to flush out a lot of that crap we now have in our muscles. It'll help speed recovery. Number two, got to cycle the intensity. You can't go 100% day in and day out. I mean, until recently, every time I put in a heavy bag workout, I wanted to knock the stuffing out of it. Got to pull back on that impact now and then. Now that's not to say you put in slow punches, kind of working around the bag. That's pretty pointless. Stay sharp, just don't drive the impact into a sturdy bag. Now, if you have access to a really, really soft bag, work that in every, third, fourth bag session, whatever. You can still keep sharp punches, but you don't have that impact. And when you're outside of the boxing gym, if you're getting in a weight room workout, for instance, work in your deloading weeks. 4th week, 5th week, 6th week, whatever works for you. Pull back on the weights, pull back on the intensity. Just kind of allow your body to refresh. Number three, when you're doing any kind of resistance exercise, do both sides equally. I know that sounds kind of stupid. If I do 8 curls with my left, I'm going to do 8 curls with my right. But I'm talking more from a boxing specific stance. So if I'm throwing medicine ball jabs from an orthodox stance, do the exact same throw, same amount of reps, same amount of sets from a southpaw stance. Same thing with your landmine. It's going to prevent muscular imbalances. And anytime you have a muscular imbalance, you're courting injury. I even advocate for getting some work from your non-dominant side on a heavy bag. So if you're an orthodox fighter, every now and then, doesn't have to be 1 for 1. I don't think that's a good use of your time, but every now and then, get some southpaw work in. Again, it's going to help mitigate any kind of strength imbalance, but it's also going to add a new and unique neuromuscular challenge to your body that you then have to respond and adapt to. So you might get some growth and improvements out of that. Number 4, respect any injuries you might have. Again, when we're young, something hurts today, it's gone tomorrow. We don't have quite the same recuperative timeline as we get older. So if your shoulder's feeling a little maybe you lay off the left hooks that day. If your elbows are developing a slight tendonitis and you want to do pull-ups, use some straps to take that demand off of the gripping muscles. If your back's feeling a little hinky and you have to do squats, don't do them. Or use a lifting belt just to make sure you're able to use it properly. I mean, as we get older, again, because that recovery timeline is more drawn out, these smaller injuries can become more insidious and can tend to be more chronic. And once you get a chronic condition in, it just becomes that much harder to get it out. Now, that being said, shutting it down completely is rarely the right answer. Continuing to work out around that injury usually is the right answer. I mean, blood is an amazingly restorative substance. Get that thing flushing in and out of the injured area without directly working it, and you're going to see improvements in healing. Number 5, make prehab work more of a priority in your workouts. This is something I was guilty of not doing during my athletic career that I wish I had done. Don't look at connective tissue and joint work as a burden. Look at it as a performance enhancer, because it very much is. Having a strong, healthy tendon helps transmit that force from the muscle into the bone more efficiently. I might actually do a separate video on this in the future. It's that important, but just make sure you're working that into your workouts. Number 6, use it or lose it. I mean, I think as we get older, we have a tendency to play it a little too safe. You know, I'll go out for a run, but I'm not going to sprint. Or I'll go in the weight rooms, but I'm not going to go heavy. Or, you know, maybe I'll just go a couple easy rounds on the bag. All we're doing is accelerating the decline. I mean, like all things being equal, strength and muscle mass are a pretty damn good predictor of longevity. Plyometrics, jumping around. I mean, as we get older, what's a concern? Falling, breaking a hip. I mean, plyometrics throughout your lifetime helps mitigate bone density loss. You know, a quick responsive muscle, if you fall, helps you catch your balance easier. That's why a lot of physical therapists recommend plyometrics to elderly populations. So there's really no reason that we can't do it. I think a lot of people that have been around a boxing gym for a lot of years can relate to this. How many 60, 70, 80-year-old ex-fighters, my trainer included, can throw punches like a 20-year-old? You know why? They never stopped throwing punches. They never stopped throwing punches. Use it or lose it. So I hope that helps. Let me know your thoughts. If you have anything that you have found helps you in your workouts, please let me know. I'd love to work them into my own workouts, since this has become much more of a priority for myself. See you next week.